My bad. I think I spoke without unmuting myself. So, good evening, everyone. Today's session will be on chatbots. I think most of you might have used chatbots. You might not have known, but you could have used chatbots. For example, on the last day of the exam, you might have given a PDF to some tool and asked it to, what do you say, provide some answers to you, or make these AI tools write your assignments and stuff. Today we learn a bit about chatbots and how to make them on your own. Our speaker will be Ujjwala, and she will be taking today's session. Good evening, Ujjwala.
Good evening, Prem, and good evening, everyone. So today's session will be about chatbots. So should we start?
Yeah, I think we are good to go.
Yeah. So let me just present my. Just a moment.
It's okay.
Yeah. Uh, I hope this is visible.
Uh, yep, I think it
Yeah.
is now.
Okay. Let me just. Yeah. So,
Cool.
welcome everyone. Today is a session about how to build a chatbot. So these are the topics that we'll be covering today. So understanding what a chatbot is and where do you use chatbot and what kind of environment do you need to make a chatbot, how do you build a chatbot, and last but very effective and an important topic, retrieval augmented generation. Uh, so here we go. So let me just ask you a question. How many of you know what a chatbot is? So, chatbot is something that we use in an example of chatbot is something that we use on a daily basis. That is nothing but ChatGPT. So I hope everybody has used ChatGPT before exams or whatsoever it is. But I hope everybody has used ChatGPT. So it is a chatbot. The chatbot is nothing but you give it set of instructions or you feed it something and you make it according to your usage, such that it will take your instructions, commands, and it will act intelligent enough and give you the response. So this is what I've tried to show in this whole presentation. So particularly in internet we can make several kind of chatbots. So let us see basically what are the types of chatbots and what kind of chatbots are present in the market. So the first one is rule-based chatbots. These are very simple chatbots. So let's just take an example of a student. So the student is given an activity to address this person. Now he's given some set of instructions that this person has to address this person with respect and with some certain topics. So now what the student tries to do is he or she will try to memorize the things and will act according to the situation. The so basically when you try to see what a rule based bot is, this is as simple as the example that I tried to give. It is based on predefined rules and predefined set of sentences or structures. That is how a chatbot will work according to the rules that you have given. Just like the student will talk with the delegate according to the rules that have been told by the teacher or whoever. You cannot go and talk to the speaker about your personal life. Can you? You cannot, right? So you can just talk about the particular event. This is how a rule based bot works. So, so here it is written as these chatbots operate on predefined rules and scripts responding to specific commands or keywords. Now, just like I said, it works on certain rules that are given by you. Like, let's just say you're giving a prompt to the bot that you are a very friendly tutor and you are going to teach me concepts on so and so. Now, this particular chatbot will only give you the information about the prompt that is given, it will be friendly, it is going to tutor you. Now if you ask something which is not related to this area, it will not be able to answer you. So this is about rule based chatbots. Moving on, AI powered chatbots. Now AI, artificial intelligence, is something that we've heard, we've heard a lot in these days, right? So the whole chatbot idea is very very innovative because of generative AI. So now artificial intelligence, now it is nothing but recreating rational thinking and decision making skills of a human being. Now a very basic and a classic example, Chitti the robo. It tries to give you the answer, now if you look at the starting of the film, it has been fed of movies, dance, whatsoever. So it is going to give you information only about that. But if you ask something that is not present in its memory or database, what a human does, we try to do something that is based on our past experiences, right? Now we make friends, and based on our past experiences, we know who are the friends that we try to talk to and who are the kind of people who we should not deal with, right? This is exactly what happens with the AI powered chatbots, generative AI chatbots. It tries to give you the information that is based on previous data and the data that is present and the experiences, and it tries to generate the answers based on previous experiences. So this is about AI powered chatbots, excuse me. Yeah. So coming to hybrid chatbots, hybrid, as the name suggests, it is basically a combination, it's a mixture of rule based and AI chatbots. Now you can give it certain prompts, and you can also utilize AI or AI tools like OpenAI or basically any sort of tools, and make the chatbot according to your necessity. um so before getting into the chatbot session, I would like to talk about a topic called API. I hope you guys know about an API or an API key. So if you do not know about it, here's the thing, I'll tell you. So API is nothing but a moderator. Now let's say this is your chatbot, or let's say this is you, and you are trying to request a resources from a third party like OpenAI. Let's say ChatGPT has a lot of information. Basically it's an LLM that has a lot of information, and it's a huge database. Now you can take the API of OpenAI, paste it here in your own chatbot, and you can try to so basically when you run the code, what happens is the API call will happen where the API key, the interface, will take your request, and it will uh, get the response from the third party and show it in your own interface. So this is an API, it's like a third party, it's like a moderator. It will take the information from the third party and give it to you. So I hope everybody is clear about APIs, because this is what we'll be using, be it Gemini, be it OpenAI. This is the key that we'll be using in the session. So use cases. I hope everybody knows about the use cases of chatbots, because I have mentioned just now about ChatGPT. Everybody uses ChatGPT these days, and just like ChatGPT black box came up, basically a lot of improvements happened after AI came up into the market. Uh, Here are few examples. E-commerce, now wherever you go to, whichever website you want, you'll find a small robot, and if you click on it, there'll be a chatbot that is going to chat with you. Now you see that it's a very the the process has been easier, right? Now the customer care, be it customer care or be it someone directly telling you everything, if you create a chatbot, so it's a simple. Now if you take a railways, even a simple railway station app or a simple app, you find a small button. If you click that pop-up button, you'll find AI chatbot, right? So that is how common chatbots are these days. In fact, by the end of the session, you can make a friend that can talk to you. Basically, a small chatbot or a big chatbot. But yeah, I hope you can make a chatbot by the end of the session. So section 2, setting up your environment. Now this is very important. So the question is, where do you think you can build a chatbot? Think everybody knows. I think everybody knows about environments like Google Colab, Jupyter Notebook, or VS Code. Anything is fine. I would suggest, if you are a beginner, I would suggest you to go up with Google Colab. Just go to the Google, search Google Colab. If you do not have, just make an account. Uh, and then go up and just there'll be cells. Jupyter Notebook is the same as Google Colab. The interface is almost same, and there'll be cells where you write the code and you just run it, and it's there in internet, so it is very easy to run if you're a beginner. And if you have no experience with VS Code, I'd suggest you to go with Google Colab. And if you're a VS Code user, I hope you know how to run this Python file. Just save the file in with .py extension and just run it. Yeah, so that is about environment. So download Python if you do not have Python. Now there's this thing called pip. Now before you install any dependencies like OpenAI, Gemini, any kind of dependencies, you just need to use something called pip. Pip install OpenAI. Let me just show you. Um, So yeah, I'll be sharing you my collab file by the end of the session, or the GitHub repository. Um, is my screen visible? Just a moment. Let me present you the screen. So this is how pip install OpenAI. Now, if you run it, the whole dependencies will.
A minute.
Uh,
A minute. Yeah,
yeah.
it's visible.
Yeah, okay. So I've been telling that if you use this pip install OpenAI equals 0.28, you can install the OpenAI. And this thing, by the way, you do not need to save it by using Control S. It is autosave. It is on autosave. And after that, use import OpenAI. Basically, importing all the necessary dependencies. I hope you got an idea of this. Now let me just go back to my slides. Uh, yeah. So is it visible? Just a moment. I think it will be. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's visible now.
yeah. So download Python. You do not need to download Python if this is in Google Colab, but if it's VS Code, make sure it's there in your system, and then install required libraries. Now, what is required for making chatbot is, first things first, like I told you, use pip always before installing packages. So be it OpenAI, otherwise you can use NLTK. NLTK is a toolkit. So this Chatterbot is a package that is used to create a chatbot, basically. So after this, you need to just verify your installation. So if you're running this on VS Code, just run it with pip install slash or requirements.txt. Depending on the kind of dependencies that you use, write it in your requirements.txt and just run the file. Um, so that's about the environment. So once your test setup is ready, now this is where you start building your chatbot. So we will start building our chatbot. Um, I'll show you the piece of code that I have written in my previous works. So let me just show you that screen. Yeah. So as I said, this is VS Code. Uh, so in, as I said that this is a Gemini model. You need to import these things, Google Generative AI, and JSON because you need to get requests, and OS, Streamlit because this is a Streamlit application. I built a Streamlit application when I was doing this bot. I hope everybody has attended the Streamlit session that happened days ago. So now about Google API key. This you will find it when you go search in Google. Go search about Gemini API key. You will find the first website. Go click on it and create. If this is your first project, create your first API key and paste it. Do paste it here. Uh, Right. So now temperature. These are few parameters that you need to keep in mind when you are building a chatbot. So tokens. So now max tokens. These are the limit of tokens that will be given in your answer. This can be anything. You have to set it, and temperature is also a very important parameter. It will vary from 0.1 to 1, so you need to set the temperature. It can go up to 1. Now general configuration, you just need to store these things in your in variable like temperature. You store it, you store all of these things. Just load the safety settings. This is something that I made it. You might not need it if you're making a very simple bot. Yeah, so now in this we have imported this, right? Now as we have imported, we can find a generative model named Gemini Pro. Now make sure that there are so many models and there are so many engines. So make sure that you're using the appropriate engine according to your usage. So yeah, now this is a project that I've made for legal contracts. So this is all Streamlit function where I have tried to put a website title and all. So this is my query part. So there is a variable, I've called it query, and then I'm passing this into the query, and then this is where I have given the prompt. Now just like I told you that we give a prompt that you are a helper, be polite in answering the query, and we pass this query. Now, whatever the query that is passed by the user will go here, and with the prompt, this is where generative AI comes into the picture. Now, the API call will happen. The API that is given, the call will happen. It will take the data when the user is given, and then it will do what is said in the prompt, and the response, whatever the response is given by the Gemini bot model, it will be saved in the response, and finally we call the function. That's all. This the whole function. This is about Streamlit. Now if you put it aside, we just take this query part and we write a prompt, and we try to generate a response, and that response is stored in a variable. It's that simple. Now making a chatbot is that simple if it is a very simple chatbot. Now chatbots can be very complicated, but there's a very simpler one where you're taking a prompt, you're giving your own prompt of how that bot has to work, and you're giving the API. Now you're doing nothing, you're just giving an API. The API call will happen, it will retrieve the answer, and that answer is stored in a response. Now that's all you need to do. And when you run this bot, um, yeah, so when you run this bot, you'll find the application open in the Streamlit. I think my moderator has that output output of this. Moderator, can you show me
Yeah,
that? Yeah, yeah,
a minute actually. Yep. Is my screen visible?
yeah,
Okay. I think I'm sharing a single tab. My bad. I have to
yeah, yeah,
share share the whole screen, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so this is the code which our speaker Ujjwala
Yeah,
has
I
told you
explained.
about. You explain? Okay.
Yeah.
We just need to show the output then.
Hey, just
So
a moment. Just a moment. In the comments, this person is asking, "What does temperature mean?" Temperature is the randomness. Like, let's say, your chatbot is giving an answer, right? So, this temperature is a parameter that controls the randomness. Now, how random is your answer? Now, if you're asking me, who's the president of India, and if you put it, if you adjust the temperature properly, it will give you the perfect answer. Now if it gives you something else, that means it's completely random. So randomness is a very important thing in when it's a very important thing when you're making a chatbot. You should always keep in mind when you set the temperature. Yeah, go on, moderator.
yeah, so I just want to add a single point to what Ujjwala said about temperature. Instead
Yeah,
of
yeah,
thinking so complicated, like instead of thinking so much about temperature, think of it as your creativity. The more creative you
yeah.
are, the less factual your information will be. So it might deviate from the actual answer. If your temperature is very low,
That's
it means that you are not that creative, and it gives you exact factual answer. Okay, so this is how our application will be. This is derived from a previous application of the speaker. I think a speaker has already like took you through the,
explain the code.
yeah.
Yeah.
But how does it know what is random and what is the OpenAI version? Actually, we are using the Gemini model and not
Gemini, yeah.
OpenAI model.
Open it, yeah.
Like I think you can see it over here. This is
It's
the
the
basic
Gemini
version.
one.
Yeah, it's a Gemini basic version. So let me just give it a text and it'll take some time. Hello there, and it replies, "Hello there. I'm here to help you with any questions you may have. Please feel free to ask me anything." Okay. Let's ask like what is Gemini? Yeah, have to click the
What
generate
should
answer.
we install for the Gemini model? Okay.
Gemini is third astral. Oh,
Uh,
Gemini is a sign, of course. Yeah.
yeah, it's this Google dot generative AI. You import it, but in requirements, you need to install this Google generative AI. Let me just put it
What
in
should
the
we install?
comments.
The model. Yeah, in the requirements.txt there will be what you need. Like this Google Generative AI is a Python package of Google. We don't have to. It doesn't literally use any generative AI frameworks like Llama Index or LangChain. It
Yeah,
makes your tasks a bit easy. You can directly give it your API key. It'll configure, and you can specify the. You can create a object of a generative model with the name and some settings, and whatever prompt you have created here with your query, you can just pass it to its method function, generate content, and it will give you the response.
right.
Okay. Yeah. So what is Gemini? Now let's go with what is Gemini model. Yeah. So Gemini is actually used in what do we say as the zodiac sign is more used. For that reason, we got the answer about zodiac sign. When we specify Gemini model, it's giving us the Gemini
Yeah,
model answer, what it means. So this is how we can
yeah.
create our
So,
chatbots. We can add some more
so like,
features.
right, right, right.
Yeah,
What
you
should
want
we
to.
install for the Gemini model? As I told, it's Google Generative AI. Write this in requirements.txt. If this is run, if you're trying to run this in Google Colab, just write pip install Google Generative AI. Right? If it is in this, try to import this after you write it in requirements.txt. Is that cool?
I'll provide you the link with. We'll provide you the link for
Yeah,
the
sure.
particular package.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we can do that a minute. We can show how changing the temperature affects output. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay. Now let's give it zero point 0.9 and rerun this. In the previous thing, it said that it uses statistics and NLP, and but here it also says that it is very similar to models like GPT-3 and Bloom. You can see the variation, right? Now let's change it to something even more absurd.
Your screen, your screen is not visible. Your screen.
Oh my, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So this let's go with zero point 0.1 first and
Yeah.
see how it will affect it. Let's run our application, then generate. See, it's a statistical model. It says that which uses hierarchical structure. Too much of okay. It also says that it's named after Gemini spacecraft
Exactly.
and gives details about
So,
it. Too factual. I don't
so
want it. I
now,
want to get creative. Change it to
exactly.
9. Here it is. It's saying that it's just a generative language model developed by Google, and it only understands human language, and it is trained on massive data set of text. Now I think we can change it to 2 also, as far as I remember. Now let's rerun so that it'll get saved.
Yeah, my bad. It can actually go up to two.
Now it see it got very creative.
Right.
It's also saying we can use for representing and reasoning about complex systems. I am not sure about it being used for representing and reasoning about complex systems. I don't think LMs are good at that thing. So it just imagined whatever it wants, and
Right.
it even gave us some math equations. That's how temperature affects the creativity of the model, and you can also find other models. Uh, I think you already showed them the Google generative AI website, like sorry, App Studio, right? Uh,
No, no. Should I? Okay, fine.
no, uh, I'll I'll show you.
Yeah, yeah.
Google Generative AI Studio. Yeah, there's this Vertex AI Studio. Think it's here. Oh. There's actually a particular studio where you can have a you can get your API key, and
Yeah,
also you can try out different models. Just have yeah, this is it. AI Studio of Google. Just like how you have ChatGPT, this is Google AI Studio, and here we can try out the different models.
right.
Gemini
And there's
1.5
this
and Gamma 2 and other stuff.
right. And there's this get API key. That's where you can use get the API keys and use it for your projects.
Yep. So here we can
Yeah.
create an API
Also,
key.
for the beginners, there's this information. So in OpenAI, there'll be a few challenges about little chatbots like grammar correction, code correction, or basically like just take it as an exercise and try to create a grammar corrector or a code corrector as a chatbot using those API keys. Then you'll get little code snippets in these websites which you can just integrate into your code and use it. That is actually the very that's actually very good if you're using it that way because it'll all obviously be saving a lot of time for you guys. So yeah, that's a little suggestion from my end.
Yeah. Uh, And once you get the API key and access to these models, for example, over here we have I've shown you, right, Gemini 1.5 Flash, 1.5 Pro, and Flash 8B is 8 billion, and Gamma. These particular text, you can take it and put it in your code over here,
Mm-hmm.
and most of the times they work out, unless and until they did not
Mm-hmm.
create the support for those big models too.
Right.
And you can make chatbots with those advanced things. Sorry, someone asked about is it free to use? I thought
Is
it was
it
not free.
filter?
Gemini,
Um,
actually,
j-
OpenAI is not free to use. I mean, it has
oh
some
yeah,
credits, but this Gemini API is free to use.
it's
Uh,
free.
and recently they have introduced the limit for modal usage, but I don't think we'll be able to hit that limit of Gemini API because it's too huge.
Right. And
So
even
you
if
can
you
use
take
it however you want.
right, even if you take OpenAI, I think if you take it, it'll give you a lot of credits
Yeah,
if you even if you use it for a lot of days, it's gonna be there for long run. So, if you're really using OpenAI and if you really need these credits on a daily basis, then I would suggest you to take it. Actually, it is not a very bad option, but yeah, Gemini is always a good option for a beginner.
and you can find the documentation in the studio, developer documentation, where there will be how to get APIs and how to like have a quick start,
Use
how to
APIs,
use
right?
these things for different things. Like with Python, you can also use with them with JavaScript, Go, and other things. And there is also these capabilities where you can have text generation. You can select the language. I use Python, so Python code will be available. And
Right,
as far as I remember, there'll also be Google Colab notebooks available for some of
right,
the what do you say, tutorials, which you can use to try out new things and build cool
right.
stuff.
Yeah, like I said, you'll always find these little code snippets that you can integrate into your code. It's easy if you use it that way. And also, it is present in a lot of languages, like moderator has mentioned. That is about it. And like I said, these API keys, they will give you some of these text summary or image generation. Image generation might be a little uh, huge for you to build it as a beginner, but just try to make a little exercise and just try to do build some stuff, because this will help you out, and it's simple. It is present in the documentation. One good part about this is documentation is present in, I mean, for everything, be it langchain, be it OpenAI, they've given the documentation which is very clear and abstract. So just go check it out after the session is over. So yeah,
And we
moving
have
on.
provided the documentation links, which will show you on the screen too. Yeah, please
Right.
continue.
Yeah. So moving on with the last part of our presentation. Let me just share my screen. So yeah, after building our chatbot, now this is a very complex topic and a very important topic. Now, if you get the basic into your head, I am telling you, this is going to help you a lot with building these cool chatbots. So yeah, so RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Now, like the name suggests, this is all about retrieving the information. So let me just tell you about knowledge base. Now, what is a knowledge base? Now we have brain, right? Let's say somebody has asked us. Let's say we are writing an exam. What do? We try to recollect whatever we have studied throughout. Now let us say if we do not know what to write at that moment, what we try to do, we try to recollect everything that's present, and we try to be creative, right? We try to be creative and try to put out our own answer in some way. This is how a knowledge base works. It's a large storage system where huge information is present. Now RAG is basically retrieving that information from that knowledge base, be it an external knowledge base, to be more precise. So now it suggests that RAG is a method used in NLP. So what is NLP? NLP is natural language processing. So in NLP, what you do is you try to analyze the sentiment, you analyze the uh, emotion and meaning behind a particular statement, sentence, be it word or anything. So that is NLP. So this is a method that is used in NLP to get qualified text by retrieving these information from knowledge bases, right? I hope that's clear. And oh, sorry. So I will give you a little glimpse about LangChain. So just kindly make sure that you go through the documentation of LangChain. Now, anyway, I'll just show it to you. I'll just show my screen where you can find this LangChain. Oh, yeah. So can you see it?
Uh, yeah, a minute. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So here there is introduction tutorials. Yeah, you will find everything about it. The LangChain is basically a framework in generative AI to build large language models. So you have things. So here there's a pipeline. So now getting into pipeline is huge. But let me just tell you that these are the components that you use in LangChain. Uh, just try to make sure that you go through these things. So now in LangChain, you have some agents. Agents are basically AI agents where you try to retrieve and you try to get the answers that is given by a prompt or a URL or anything, right? So now there is this thing. Just try this out. Just try to give them this docs link. Paste it in the comment section below. Build a simple LLM application. Build a chatbot. So let's just go through with this. So this is a quick
Yeah.
start.
Sh- Share the link. I'll post it in the comments.
Right, right. Just a moment. Yeah, I have. Did you get it?
Yeah, got it.
Right.
Thank you.
So, right. So this is a tutorial for building a simple LLM application. Um, so yeah, you can basically create use it using prompt templates. Now I don't know if a lot of people have heard about it, but recent times there's this project a lot of CSC students have been doing where you feed a particular PDF, it takes the information from PDF and it will give you the information from it. Now what do you think they did there? This is basically RAG, and this is mostly built on LangChain or Llama. So yeah. So now in this prompt template, like I showed you the VS Code, you try to create a prompt template where you give, let's say you're taking a variable prompt underscore template, put it in a pass a string, write whatever prompt you want to write. Let's say the prompt is, hello, I am a teacher, I want you to teach me about my college stuff, right? This is a prompt. And now giving it a PDF, you're feeding it a PDF of all your college lessons or whatever that is. Now it is going to retrieve the information from that. It will read the prompt template, it will parse it, and then give you information that is regarding those topics. It will summarize, it will do anything that is related to teaching. I hope you got the picture of it. So yeah. Uh, so setup, installation, like I said, pip. Now for this thing, you just need to take it from here, paste it, paste it in Google Colab or VS Code. So yeah, this is how you set this up, either in Jupyter Notebook or in Google Colab or VS Code. So now you get an API reference where you will take the API key that is given from that person. I mean, from the LangChain person, which is OpenAI, and then use it to get the answer. So yeah, that's about LangChain. That's how you use. There's this doubt: what is difference between giving a prompt and fine tuning a chatbot? So
Okay.
give yeah. You want to answer this?
No, it's okay. Well, okay, cool. Giving a prompt is for example, let's say I have prepared for my math test, and I'm the LM. Giving a prompt is like giving me a math question for that particular, like I have, let's say I have prepared for linear algebra, and you give me a linear algebra question prompt, and I gave you the answer. That's just answering my prompt. Fine tuning is like I have prepared for linear algebra and I have the basics of math. So now you give me all the topics of matrices and you ask me to learn it. That's fine tuning. In this, when
Right.
you fine tune a particular chatbot, you make it learn new things. When you are giving a prompt, you just ask it what it knows already. I hope that answered your question. Did it?
Yeah. So like Prem answered, sorry, moderator answered.
It's okay.
I will just tell you. I will just tell you what my version of the answer. So fine tuning. I will just give you this technical answer for this. So fine tuning is nothing but you uh, pre-training. So you trying to improve the performance of the pre-trained model. Okay, the model that you have created, basically the bot that you have created, you're trying to make it better, you're trying to make it fine tune. Now the best part about AI is half of the language that is used in generative AI, that is simple. Now just take the meaning literally and put a chatbot there. Now if you put a bot or a person there, just take your favorite friend and use this example on them. That is how you learn it very quickly. So yeah, so basically fine tuning is just improving, like how Prem said. And prompt is basically acting on that particular predefined thing that has been told to you, right? I hope that answers your question. So yeah, that's about it. So I have told you it will be good if you create a chatbot based on this based on whatever you learned in the session today, be it an OpenAI one, basically a Gemini one, because OpenAI is not free. So yeah, I hope everybody builds, and that's about the session. Thank you guys.
If any one of you have any doubts, you can
Yeah,
drop a
please
comment.
post it. Right, I will take the doubts.
Can you do it without API? We can build chat bots without API, but we will have
Right,
to, let's say, store the whole model on our local system. That would be a huge task. And these chatbot, the large language models which are used for creating these chatbots via APIs, they also require a good amount of computation. For that, what these people does is they just host it somewhere else and they will provide you the access with the API keys. If you want to run it on your local system, I'll provide you with a particular tool documentation. There's this particular tool known as Olama. Using
right,
Olama, you can download models onto your local system, and you can, let's say, fine tune it or use it, and also host it if you have a good amount of computation for others to use.
right. Or Google Colab, it will give you some amount of GPU. Just turn it to GPU and use it. Yeah. So it just
Yeah, if
I
it's a
hope you
small
run
model,
it in. Yeah, if it's a small model, yes. I hope you work on small models first, because huge models issue is also about your own systems. If it does not have computational power, like how our moderator mentioned, it will be a huge problem to you. It won't run easily, it won't download easily as well. Also, now that you guys mentioned this, let me tell you about Hugging Face. If you have time, just go to the website and check Hugging Face. It has all the models, and they'll also give you the documentation on how to use these models. So yeah, if you can, just drop it in the comment section.
Should I show them?
Yeah, anything is fine. I
Okay,
tried
cool.
Google Colab, but it crashed in the middle of task.
We have
Okay,
to have a big one, I guess. Like we have to have a upgraded version for better GPUs, I guess.
right,
You can try Kaggle actually.
right.
Kaggle provides better computation than like computation power than
Yes,
Google Colab.
yes, that's right. If you can just drop Kaggle, or wait, I will drop the Kaggle website. Oh, okay, cool. You have
Okay.
told it.
Yeah, I just opened it. So if it crashes, try Kaggle. Well, if you are using LMs in Google Notebooks, I think you might have had a pretty good experience with them.
Exactly.
Uh, so in the notebooks, here down over here, you'll have session options where you can select GPUs, and there's also a TPU. Try to
Right.
keep GPUs for training and TPUs for inference. A friend of mine suggested
In
it, and this is the Hugging Face. Here you can have many different models. Not only large language models, you can find let's say object
small
recognition
models
models,
as well.
and uh, yeah, you have a bunch of
Summary. Right.
categories over here.
Basically, yeah, this is where you can find a lot of things. Like you can actually be a master if you can use the entire models of Hugging Face.
They'll make your life easier,
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. That's
and
the word.
if you have any, and if you want to utilize any of these, just let's say I want to use object detection. There are multiple models which are ranked depending upon the downloads, and depending upon when they are uploaded, and depending on the likes. Let's say I want YOLO V8. It's a good one. They'll probably provide you with how to use it with a piece of code. You can just copy it, paste it in your Google Colab, and run it. But of course, go through the documentation because you might have to install the dependencies, and if there's any other information like the input size of the image and stuff, you need to check them out. And some of them are kind enough to even provide you with Kaggle and Google Colab uh,
Google Colab.
tutorial links. Like this guy right
Right.
here gave us the notebook with complete documentation and how we should run.
Right.
There are many good folks in the ML community who are very happy to help you out and provide you with all these models and documentation.
That's right. So, any more doubts? That's it?
Uh, yeah, let's wait for a minute.
Right. Cool. So, kindly check out all the things that I've told you, LangChain, Llama, the Hugging Face. all these things, they'll help you out. Even if you go and check some YouTube videos, they'll give you the collab links or the notebooks. Just go through them and understand. It's nothing but the simple chatbots are very easy. Just take a function, Python function, write your function, give a prompt, store that response somewhere, give the API key, that's all. Run it, it will be over. This is where your journey starts, where you started with a simple bot. And once you make simple bots, you can use LangChain, all these huge models. So yeah, that's about it. That's my advice.
And we'll provide you the code and the PPT slides and all the links which we have mentioned in the comments in the official local hack week repository. So if you have anything, you can look at there, and you can also create questions on the discussions page if you have any doubts. Like if you go to github.com and
Should
look
I
for
quickly give
a
my
club
GitHub?
organization.
Right. Should I give my GitHub repository for the references of these chatbots?
Um, Actually, we'll be updating them in the AI Club local hack week one, right? We'll
Right.
give that link.
Okay. Right. That's fine.
All these things will be available in the same place.
Right.
Um, yeah, so I forgot to mention, when you go to GitHub page and to the AI Club organization, you'll find out local hack week 24. Then you'll find the repositories for day 1, day 2, day 3, like or whatever happened. And here you, um, you can create a issue or discussion. There'll be discussions too. If you have doubts, you can create one over there.
Right.
That's it.
That's cool.
If you build anything cool, drop the link in the GitHub. Drop the link in the comments. We'll be checking them out for sure. Thank you.
Right. Please build. It'll be so fun. Right. Thank you.